All right, good morning. Let's see here. Let me just double check, make sure the audio is good. I would click the X. Oh, there. Can you hear me? Check.
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome. So the audio is good. We're recording. So SN scanner. Nothing. Let's check the scanner on my phone. We got AULT basically. AULT is at point of interest right now, but I don't enter in the first 5-minute candle, so we'll hold off on that to see how that plays out. CG. It's volatile, but volume is kind of light. I'll pull it up so y'all can see what I'm looking at. And it's way too many green days, so I'm not even considering this. This one, if it breaks this pre-market high here, I'll be looking to catch it on a dip back down. Well, the 21 and 28 need to cross above the 83 first. So this will take some time, but we'll put that in the middle. This. Okay, so potential first green day for this. It's under 10 cents, so I would only consider buying this right on the break. Right on the break of this high here. And it would be just looking for like a quick, maybe like 5%. But I really want to wait for something more ideal to show up, because we're only 3 minutes into the day. But this is looking like it's gonna reject the 21 and 28. Just marking off the pre-market high here. Let me keep it zoomed in since it's pushed up so much. How many green days is this? So it will be the second green day today if it goes back green. So that's fine. What did I have right here? I think I had FFIE. Yeah. Okay, cool. So it's in the point of interest. I don't see any 3-digit orders. So let me put watching AULT. Um, put quick flip. I was just typing. I didn't see if there was any 3 or 4-digit orders here. But I'm still waiting though, because I still don't see any. Whenever I see 2 or 3 3-digit orders or 1 4-digit order, I'll get in on the ask. and then I'll look to take this up for 5 to 10%. But if it just closes under the 21, that's fine too, because like I said yesterday, it's kind of like this is like first step of if it closing under the white EMA, which is the 28, would be me considered to be wrong. Only if I'm in, I'm not in this stock right now, but it's the same concept for having not entered yet. And so this coming down here in this area, as long as it supports this, rejects and comes back up, I'll consider it back in this area. But right now it's looking to hold, and I need to be paying attention to the level 2 right here to see some larger orders. Because okay, so I see a large order in 61 and a half. I only saw one, and I don't even believe it's pushed down there yet. Just saw another large one at 62. Okay, 63. I need at least 2 large orders. Because this is the same thing as yesterday. AKLI had a massive push pre-market, and then it was straight red candles right into this area. And we got out in profit, and it ended up pushing up a lot higher than where I expected it to yesterday. But this is very similar, except the fact that we're not in it currently, but simply because I don't enter in the first 5-minute candle. We got a minute and 30 seconds left on this current candle. If it holds, I'll probably just enter. Yeah, if it rejects, I'll probably just enter in like the 64 area, 64, 64 and a half. But I have 1 minute left before I consider doing that. It's basically using this pre-market level as support again. So I may not be able to enter at where I just said. We got 40 seconds left. Well, I'll wait on it because there's nothing else on the scanner currently. Yeah. The scanner is blank, and the scanner on my phone is only showing AULT FFIE. This is coming up, but this has no volume bar on the daily chart, so I'm actually not interested in that. Let's see. This one, all right, got 8 seconds to see if they can reject the 28 EMA or not. Okay, so they closed under it. So at this point, it needs to show some really large orders on the bid if I was to even consider buying this. It's closing under this white line, under this 28 EMA is not a bullish sign. I mean, that was a lot of orders at 64, even though they weren't, they just got wiped out. So I guess it was irrelevant. There's a lot of orders there at 64. But that's why I prefer to wait for the larger. Yeah, like this is pretty large. All right, I'll risk this at 65 and a half. basically 64 to 65 and a half. But it needs to come back to that level now. The bid needs to be at least 64. All right. So I'm gonna start getting in once I see prints through this wall right here, this 64 and a half wall. I'll start buying because they keep putting 3-digit orders in here, and I'll be able to wipe them out with my order. But there we go. All right, so let me pull up the calculator for our side so we can see this. So we got 64 and a half plus 5%. So we just needed to get to 67. I think I said 67.7, if I'm not mistaken. 677. Look at that again. Yeah, that's 5%. And then plus 10% is 70, 79.5. Excuse me. And this is more of a risky trade simply because I didn't wait for it to close back above the the 21 and 28, basically showing some form of rejection. Because right now all this is doing is rejecting to the bearish side. But I did like how it triple bottomed right here. And with this type of sell-off, for it to just sit here for 5 whole minutes and then just triple bottom, that was pretty bullish. And then we had some large orders and they're coming back in. And so I was a little negative there, but like I said, I'm not ever gonna spaz out of a trade just because I'm a little negative. And so 69.32 is potential first test because that's the middle view up. Were either of my orders under middle view up? Okay, so 5% was under middle view up. Okay, so we're breaking through 66. What we were testing the wall at 66. Let's see if we can get the break. There we go. See if we can get to 67. Should get a new high on this next candle, hopefully. High was 667. Oh, it already made a high. What was this alert? 677. So it basically needs to go 1 more cent. And the price action is kind of slow, so I'll likely take 50% off at 5%. But it makes sense though that it's moving slow simply because of, I mean, it's going from 37 to 93. So yeah, I may have to cut this for a loss. but we'll see. And that's why I was saying it's more of a risky trade. Price trading through it versus trading above it and then just dipping down to it is more ideal. But with the profit I made yesterday, it was worth taking the risk for me at least. And I still have 3 minutes left to see if it closes under again. You didn't buy this, did you?
No, I didn't get into it.
Okay, good. Oh, we have there's a bunch of other stuff on the scanner. So I'll let that do its thing. Still no volume bar on the daily chart. It's pretty priced, slow priced. There's no volume bar. Okay, yeah, definitely. Watching this. So this OTC right here, um, and it hasn't really gone anywhere. The low is at 5, just under 6 cents. Uh, Let me see the low too. The volume's only 1 million, so I can't go heavy into it, but the percentage gain will be pretty nice. Okay, I'll consider this in the 6 to 720 range. Let me add that to the alert. 6 to 7.2 range. What is this doing? Okay. I mean, it's basically going down to the, excuse me, it's basically going down to the 83 EMA. Um, I'll just risk that. The push was so large that I only put 25K into this position, so even closing under this, the 83, instead of rejecting it coming back up, I'll not even lose half of what I made yesterday. It'll be less than half of what I made yesterday. All right. I don't know if this is gonna dip, but I do like this. So, AFF. Yeah, the volume's super light on it. It's only 1 million shares, but definitely do like the fact that, I mean, this is an OTC on a scanner that's for listed stocks only. And lately, whenever there's been an OTC that shows up on this listed scanner, it's done a lot of percentage gain. So volume wise, I mean, it's only a 1 million shares traded today, so I'm not gonna put I'm not gonna put more than 100,000 shares into this. And really, I should only put like max like 35,000 shares into it. And yeah, this risky entry is showing why it's best to just wait for confirmation because this candle right here alone closing underneath is what's led to this dip down here. Because if this would have closed over, it likely would have just went straight up. And so I was up, what was it like? I think the high was like 667. 667 minus 64.5. Yeah, I was up 3.4%. Yeah, I was up 850 bucks. So not even, and right now I'm probably down like, I don't really focus on percentages when I'm down because of my probability is so high when taking the setups that pay out. But I'm probably down like it's like almost 10 cents. I'm probably down like 8 to 10% right here. And so, like I was saying, not even half of what I made yesterday. And so if it comes back up and just rejects where I got in, I'm just gonna get out. But yeah, I do really like this. I just needed to kind of sometimes these OTCs will like wick down real fast, and that's really what I wanted to do. Like just fill up this entire area. So then I'll definitely be able to get in. Hopefully 30 to 50,000 shares I'll be able to get in. Because this breaking this high right here, uh, it's definitely will, yeah, it'll likely get over this 520. Because the last stock that was basically on this scanner, which is a OTC, which it essentially shouldn't have been on that scanner, is this is what it did. And I missed it, but I did watch it. And then the one that I called in the group that um that I did make profit on was this one here. And so I've just noticed a trend that these tickers are usually OTCs on a listed scanner, and then they're usually end with a F at the end. And this was the last one. This is like 2000, almost 2,300% gain there. So hopefully it dips so I can get in. But if not, I'm not gonna chase it. And I may be cutting this here. If this doesn't reject, if this closes under, I'm getting out. I don't care. If it rejects, let it ride and see how long it takes to get back to entry. Um, if this is volatile, but the volume's super light. This is not doing anything. GDHD. Okay, so it closed the back above. So maybe this can make a new high and come back into this area. But we'll see. What is this? It's too many green days. Too many green days for my liking, at least. Somebody else may have a profitable strategy for trading that many green days. I personally do not. Yeah, so right now, really all I'm looking for is this to just kind of wick down, scoop up the orders in this area. Then I'll be in, and we'll see how high it goes. We'll see about this. The only reason I'm considering being more patient on this here is simply because this entry right here really what I was saying is like pretty risky. Because this close under is already, if I was in the trade, simply closing under, I would have taken the trade off. I did like this triple bottom, and like I said, I was up 3.4%. But I mean, cutting it under 5% doesn't really make sense to me, especially when I'm in so light. If I had put another 100K into this, I would have definitely been trying to get out when it was rejecting the 21 EMA. So I would have made like 1,000 to 3,000. But yeah, we'll see. We got 3 minutes left on this candle, and it's trading right near a potential exit point. And I really could, if I really wanted to, I could risk the money I made in pre-market, but I'm not going to. I like to separate my pre-market gains and my post-market gains because the volume and the price action is different. Excuse me. Let's see. BZFD. It's moving up the volume. There's still no volume bar, but I do like this price action, and it is already above the pre-market high. It essentially already dipped down though. I'll just watch this to see what it does. Actually, this is the high right here, 337.7. Got 58 seconds. AULT may be getting cut. Mm, 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 6-4. My goodness. And I live to survive another candle. 53.48. Dang it. They're already pushing it up. They already made new highs. I'm still not gonna chase it though. Not a fan of this volume on BZFD at all. It's basically the highest volume on that scanner though. This is a slow Tuesday. It's pretty interesting. Tuesdays you aren't usually this slow.
Are there specific days you prefer to trade?
Um, 10 minutes. How? I must be signed into the Zoom account. No. Basically, I show up Monday through Friday and I just look for a volatile setup and I wait for an ideal entry. So, unfortunately for the group, the ideal entry happened in pre-market because pre-market is so volatile. And then, I mean, the group is currently pretty small right now, but these sessions are being recorded. And so somebody's broker may not even allow them to get in during this time. And so I'll go over my trade. But yeah, to answer your question specifically, no. Monday through Friday, I show up. Fridays, for some reason, usually like 9:30 all the way until like 10:30, there's like nothing. But then once it hits like 10:30, 10:45, yeah, AULT is getting cut. Um, this right here was the ideal entry. So this is the volatility pulled back to the 2128. Can clearly see it rejected. Came to the side here, came up, touched. It did reject. And so I took 25% of my position off, came back over, and then it held. Like you can see it closed over right here. And then if we go to the right a little bit more, pushed up some more, and then coming back down here, I took off another 25%. I didn't mean to do that. And so this is the exact probability or possibilities I was explaining yesterday. So once we enter in this area, price is either going to come up here, reject, and sell off, just like AKLI did yesterday. It's rejected and sold off. Or it's going to come up here, reject, and then trade over it. And then if it comes back beneath it, I'll take all, if not most of it off. And so I did take another 25% off here. And I saw I still have 50% left. It came right back up. And then next target is always whatever the high is. And so when it just pumped right through this with that much volume, um, I only took off 10% and then I held, and then I took off the last 15 percent right in here. And so clear missed opportunity because it just kept going up. And then the fact that, oh, I was gonna say the fact that I'm gonna have to cut this, and this is why I wait for candle closes. Because I was just saying, what, 10 seconds ago, I'm gonna be cutting this, and look, it's right back. It's right back above the 83. This thing's choppy. But so yeah, Monday through Friday, I just show up, look at the scanners, I find volatility impulse, pull back, get in. And like I said, if I'm wrong, price will close under the 28 EMA. If I'm really wrong, like if I want to give it time and I really want to accept that I'm wrong, if it closes under the 83 EMA, which is this turquoise line, I'm done. That's not what I'm looking for. That's not gonna make me money consistently. And holding it beneath there is just gonna make my losses accumulate even more. And so that didn't happen. We got the first possibility of rejecting and selling off, which it did not happen. We just got a rejection and then it came right back up. Next possibility was trading over. And then the next possibility was blasting through this high, which is what it did. And it did it with so much volume that I just held majority of the position. But then when it sat in this area on high volume, I've talked about this in previous video lessons, that is a clear top to me. And so, yeah, this, it went higher, but at the same time, this type of top right here, because it easily just sold this all the way back down to my entry and lower. And so missed the remainder of the move, but like I said, I'm still up a lot more on this push alone, between yesterday's profit on AKLI and this push alone, I'm still up more than being in this drawdown right now. And regardless of it, like I said, this entry right here was very risky because this rejected, which is perfect. This closed under, which is not ideal. So taking this right here was very risky, and then it led to this. And so a more ideal position at this point would be price needs to come all the way back up here, close above the 21 and 28, then reject, and then I'll get in and then look for that 5 to 10% gain. At this point, I'm just waiting to see if it is gonna push or not. So, and the simplicity of this thing is still going up, man. I'm still not gonna chase it though. Hopefully somebody just sells a large chunk of their order and it just smashes down, scoops up, scoops up this area, the orders in this area, and then we'll be in the play. If it doesn't and just goes off 500%, whatever. What was I saying? Oh, this entry here was not ideal at all. But yeah, Monday through Friday, show up looking for volatility. If I see volatility, I'll wait for the pullback, get my entry, and then I'll just trade price action going forward once I'm in. Price action one, like if I was in right here, I don't enter the first 5 minute candle, but if I was, let's just say I bought this right here. And let's say this candle didn't close under and it closed over, and then price did this, didn't hit the 5 or 10% alerts, and then did this, I would have closed my entire position at the end of this candle, 100%. Simply because that's not what I'm looking for. This this setup is slightly different than what I'm looking for. And I normally wouldn't enter this, but profit on the front side move and then profit yesterday. It's only the second day of the week. Was willing to take the risk, took the risk, and potentially will be rewarded or not rewarded. But we got 1 minute left, and I don't even think it broke the high of this candle. It did. So may just be taking this off for a loss, maybe not. We'll see in the next 45 seconds. And this is really starting to take off. Um, but yeah. And if I do end up cutting this for a loss, I will still be net profitable because of this position right here. And yeah, if I had completely missed this front side move pre-market, I definitely would not have entered here. And if I didn't have any profit yesterday, I wouldn't even have taken this pre-market because my most ideal setup is this price action right here, 100%. But I need it to be after 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So for anybody watching this video, if you want to take a screenshot, this is exactly what I want. This is the epitome of what I'm looking for. Volatility, this is 37. It pumped up to 51. That's volatile. And we can even look at that from a percentage basis to give I'm not gonna have a set statistic on volatility simply because different plays do different things, but you're finding the pattern. And so this did 13 cents. So if I divide this by the low 37.83, so this is 35%. If I times this by 100, just to make it easier for everyone, this is 35%. So from this low right here, this low price up to this is 35%. That to me is volatility. And so pumping up here, come down 21, 28, get in, and then just looking for the possibilities. Again, possibility one, really first possibility is the fact that this could, You could get in right here or right here, and then it just close under and just sell off, and you lost. Cool. Closing under this white line is first sign of I'm